Weather's farm forecast is sponsored by Kubota.
All right, what's in there?
Potatoes.
Potatoes?
Potatoes.
Wow. Gentle, gentle. No splashing.
I mean, those are Ari's daughters. How cute are they right there? They're dyeing potatoes in New Jersey. That's right, folks. Eggs are out, potatoes are in. And with the cost of eggs that were on the rise, some Americans are using the unconventional pricing of dyeing potatoes to celebrate Easter instead of using eggs. So that's what it looks like right there. Brandy Tucker with the Washington State Potato Commission joins us now to talk to me about that method. Brandy, I appreciate you being there for sure. And tell me about it. What kind of potatoes are we talking? Are we talking about the big old russet ones, or does it matter?
Hey, it doesn't matter. You know, potatoes have been versatile for eating. They're versatile for dyeing potatoes, too. So you've got your russets, your reds, your yellows. Those are the favorites we like to use.
So once you dye it, can you eat it afterwards?
Absolutely. As long as you're using food-safe food coloring, you're happy to do that. And if you want to use paint and stickers, obviously we don't recommend eating that. But, you know, we've got some great potatoes here that I plan on cooking up for Easter. So we'll have a bright colored potato salad.
I'm looking at it right here. What's the process of dyeing a potato? Is it the same thing as an egg?
You can do it the same, but it's also a lot easier too. If you just put like the food coloring gel into a plastic bag with the potato, a little less messy for the kiddos, and you can just kind of have them roll it around in the bag. And then, you know, if they want to add stickers to it to make it a little more fun, it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing this for a couple years now, and there was a shortage of eggs, and now with the egg prices, potatoes, you're looking at about, you know, $3 for a 5-pound bag. So definitely easier on the wallets.
Wow. So have you dyed any potatoes? Honestly, it's the first year I've ever heard anybody dyeing potatoes, but I love it.
Yeah, we started doing it last year, and we had a little competition on our social media pages, having people dye some potatoes, and it looks like Ari's kids are having a blast doing it. They're doing a great job there. So yeah, we had a couple of people that are on our Facebook pages joining along last year and dyeing the Easter eggs, and then they also would send us notes afterwards saying how great it was because they were able to use the potatoes again, so no waste.
Well, that's pretty cool. Now, my question is, I don't have the dye, but I do have the markers, and the markers seem to be working. The markers seem to be working just as well. But let's say you dye the egg, Brandy. Is it just the outside skin that gets dyed, or does it like osmosis into the actual meat of the potato?
It kind of depends what kind you're using. I did notice last year when we did the yellow potatoes, there was a little bit of dye that went into it. But the russets, they have a thicker skin, so the dye will stay mostly on the outside.
That's pretty good. I mean, how great would a green potato be, though, right?
Right. Well, you know, there are purple potatoes, so you can, if you take a purple potato, dye it a little darker, and you're gonna have purple all the way through the flesh.
I love it. I'm getting it all on my fingers right now. But you know what? These white potatoes. Right now, I've got the small yellow baby potatoes, and these things are working. It's just fine. I mean, my design's
they're fantastic and delicious, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, I would say get one of those corn on the cob holders and hold it like that. It'd be a heck of a lot easier, right?
That is genius.
Let's talk about the potato growing. I mean, most of them are grown in Washington and Idaho. What's the ideal weather conditions you want for that kind of deal?
Well, right now we're planting season, so the days are starting to get a little bit warmer. They love to have those long, hot days that we have here in the Pacific Northwest, and then the nice, cool nights that really just promote amazing growth for our potatoes. And that's why Washington State has some of the highest yields that you'll see. We grow about 43% more per acre than any other state in the nation because of our weather here.
When is the potato season? Do you plant it all year round, or is there a certain time?
No, planting starts about March, and then depending on the area that you're in, it could go all the way to May, and then they're going to grow all summer long depending on the variety, and then they'll start harvesting around July, and that can go all the way to October. We're in eastern Washington, so we've got the North Columbia Basin, the South Columbia Basin, and then up above Seattle and Skagit Valley, that's where you're going to get those really fun red potatoes, the purple potatoes, the fingerlings. So we have every variety you can imagine here in Washington State.
Yeah, you've got it going on. So we've got the drought monitor up right here, and most of your potato growing is on the east side of the state. What's better for potatoes? Would a drought be worse, or would too much rain be worse?
I think they're both going to have bad situations happening, but we're blessed with the Columbia River here, so we don't worry too much about drought. Over in Western Washington, believe it or not, where they get most of the rain, there have been some issues with drought over there, up in the Skagit and Whatcom areas, but we have discovered new varieties that don't need as much water to grow. So, that with the research that we're doing here at the Potato Commission and with our colleges around here, they're always coming up with better potato varieties.
Got it. Last question, Brandy. These are raw potatoes right here. Is it easier to dye the raw potato or the cooked potato?
I think a raw potato is the best, and best thing about that, much better than an egg. You don't have to worry about your kids breaking them. So
It's a good, except for my kids that hawk them at each other. I mean, they hurt a little bit more.
Dangerous.
But it's all good. But no, these things are great. But Brandy, thank you so much for joining us today. I've never heard of them until the other day. It's like dyeing potatoes. They look pretty good when they come out too. I mean, they're solid. That's a proper potato.
I've got a basket full here, nice and pretty.
Those things are great. Brandy Tucker with the Washington State Potato Commission. Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate you being on the show today. Good stuff.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.